Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford. On the show tonight is the two Drum Chapel lads, Bridgeman and the one and only Big Stevie. How we doing, boys?
All right there, Oxford, and my old pal, the legend, the Bridgeman. How are you?
Can I just say, huge good evening to you two guys. I'm doing very well, thank you. Massive good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans all over the world. One more sleep for the Bridgeman, and it's on. We're on. Keep it going.
I'm not one for stereotyping. But when you two are on, I don't wear any jewellery. Why do you think that is?
You're painting a bad picture, boy. You're painting a bad picture.
I've never really thought about that. To us two are in the studio, and I think, better leave that off. Better not take that in. They two are on together. Anyway.
Was that anything to do with the drum then?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I never really thought of it. Maybe just pure coincidence, eh?
Don't shake hands with me.
How we doing, Big Stevie? Back fighting fitter, my big man?
Oh, 100%, Ox, yes. I'm very excited. Can I give you a wee rundown the badges? Would that be all right?
Yes. I'm sure people will be dying to hear, mate.
I would love to thank the Rangers Radio listeners for their support. My God, it's been absolutely overwhelming. The badges have went, 300 badges have went worldwide. And when I say worldwide, I mean worldwide. You're talking Canada, the USA, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, counting. You know, I mean, it's just been everywhere in the mainland. You name it, these badges have went every corner of the globe. It's been absolutely fantastic, sold out. And the money, I'm not one to give you a total figure, I know roughly about £700 odd just now, but I've got a wee few ins and outs still to people donating stuff and stuff like that there. So I'll give you a further total once it's all in, but my God, the Rangers Radio listeners, absolutely take a bow, people. Different gravy, absolutely fantastic.
Well, I'm a wee bit concerned we weren't going to sell them because it's the end of the season. So, fantastic. We purchased them, covered the purchase cost, the rest profit for a great cause in the Rangers family, big man. I think we also should take our half up to you and your colleagues who keep the memory of the young lad, Robert Mulholland, alive, mate.
Well, I'm going to do a Mr. McCoist here. I'm going to say it's a team effort, but it's really me. But it's an absolute It's an absolute team effort. The boys in the association, they back me and everything today. And I spoke to the big president of the association, Big Stevie. Yeah, I think some of you boys know him through the bowling and stuff. The big man's tickled pink. That helps us keep that parade going, no problems. And everybody's happy. I've actually kept a few badges back for the family, like Mandy Mulholland and that, and I'll give Mandy a few with us here. But absolutely fantastic. I mean, honestly, I really mean it. It just shows you, Ox, that who listens to this show. I mean, I think every aisle in Scotland took one of them. You're talking Harris, Lewis. I mean, there were badges gone to places I didn't even know existed.
Your geography isn't brilliant, is it?
No, definitely no. Definitely no. You know, absolutely.
You deserve all the thanks. All of them, all of you guys. Brilliant. Well done to everybody. Seriously. Well done, Big Stevie.
I know it's a special cause to you, Bridgeman, because of the age and because of where the boy came from, but it's a special cause for the Rangers family, eh?
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. And they do the wee parade every year in his memory. It's just fantastic. Just out of this world. Out of this world.
You know, lads, you're totally right. The story must be told, and it must be continued to get told about a young 16-year-old boy. It left for the same area as I did, lived here, and he never returned home for a football match. You know, and all these 66 people, all their stories must be told. If we can get them out there, tell them, let's get it done. They deserve that. No, they're bells, and we'll never forget the 66. But that's the story. For me, it's a young boy from Drumchapel, and we're tickled pink. He got there twice a year, once on the parade, and the 2nd of January itself, Willie Reefs and play a few tunes for them. And they'll never be forgotten. But that's the story, and we're tickled pink to keep it going.
Here. Well done. Well done to you. Well done to everybody involved. Well, and thanks thanks to all the listeners and all the people who purchased the badges. When Stevie works out with some of his style, he'll come round and thank you.
You get a direct debit every year.
Right, okay. Right, we'll get a game coming up tomorrow night. Seems a long time, Bridgeman, since we played football, doesn't it? Oh, he's fell off his seat, Stevie.
No, you're absolutely right. No, seriously. It's a long, long, long time. It just feels like that, you know. And for God's sake, I feel as if since the new year, since we pumped them in the new year, we've only played about 5 games.
Well, since we won the league, mate, the whole thing, if you like, everything seems a bit like after the Lord's Mayor show, but we've got this record to go, and it's important to us, it's important to the team, and it's important for the club. So, before we get into the team, I think the best man to listen to Stevie G, and then we can maybe comment on it if that's all right. We use 2 drum boys. Give me that ring back, Bridgeman.
Go for it.
That sounds like a plan. I'm happy with that.
All right, get yourselves on mute. We're going to hear from our gaffer, Stephen George Gerrard, MBE.
Ahead of tomorrow.
Yeah, so Borna Barisic won't make tomorrow. He's out tomorrow. He's got an outside chance of making the weekend, or being involved at the weekend. Scott Arfield went out with the physio yesterday to do some pitch work and didn't have any issues. There's an outside chance that he could be involved at the weekend as well, but won't make tomorrow. Balogun, Katic, Helander, I think that's all of them. Ryan Jack, they obviously won't play again this season. What I will say is Ryan Jack's had successful surgery. We've spoke to the surgeon after the operation and he was really happy with how that went. And he'll start his rehab now, and hopefully we'll have him back sometime in pre-season.
Morning, Stephen. We heard last night that the B team's proposal has been voted through in the Lowland League. Can you just tell us a bit about what the benefits you feel there will be for the club next season with that going through?
This is something that I've left to Ross and Craig to focus on. Obviously, we've been focusing on the season and the games and the challenges. I've obviously been involved in some of the conversations. I think it'll be fantastic for everyone if people obviously decide not to think just about themselves. If you're thinking about the country and Scotland and improving the national team on all levels, I think what we want is to give the kids a better chance to develop into better players. And I think if you can play against men earlier, if you can play for important points and give these kids more responsibility and put them in precious situations and playing in front of more crowds and challenged, I think that can only be for the benefit of the country. Obviously, I'm sitting here as the Rangers manager, and a lot of people think, well, you're only saying that because you're at Rangers and you're being a bit selfish. I understand them opinions as well. But if I try and take myself out of the Rangers environment to answer the question and think about the Scottish game and the national team, I think this is a big plus for Steve Clarke and any future Scotland manager, that a lot more Scottish kids are getting challenged earlier, playing in men's football, playing for points, playing in front of crowds. That brings your development on a lot quicker than playing games that, I wouldn't say don't matter, but have less significance and pressure on them.
Hi Stephen, just going back to Ryan Jack, with him being sort of heading back towards pre-season, does that mean that he could have a chance of playing in the Champions League qualifiers, and if so, how much of a boost would that be?
I think it's too early to say that at the moment. You're looking at probably somewhere around a 3-month rehab from surgery, and that's assuming everything goes according to plan. So I think it's too early to put a date or a game or a target on that. If he can be available, that's obviously would be fantastic news for everyone connected to the club. But one thing's for sure, we won't be rushing it. It's the type of surgery in an area where you can't afford to rush or push. You've got to let it take its course and let it come back. I know Jacko will be pushing as hard as he can to be back as quick as he can, but we'll be guided by the surgeons and the medical advice on that. And the key for me is to not put a time on this and get Ryan Jack back in the best possible shape he can be at, so he can repeat games. Because if he does, he makes my team and squad a lot stronger. That's for sure.
Well, Stephen, I know you said that Ryan obviously is you don't know for sure when he'll be back, but just looking at the players that are going to be suspended for those qualifiers, Roof, Kamara, Balogun, does that change your recruitment in terms of when you need to bring in players like Fashion Sakala? Do you envisage bringing in a few more earlier to make sure you're ready for it?
Not just on the back of the Champions League qualifiers. We actually don't know whether we're going to have to play 4 qualifiers or 2 at the moment. Obviously, things are still working themselves out in terms of whether we're going to have to go in round 3 or whether we go in round 4. So we might get a bit more time, which could be helpful. We'll have to just wait and see how other leagues finish and what happens from that point of view. We have a recruitment strategy here where it doesn't stop. I think obviously Jack Simpson and Scott Wright and getting Fashion Sakala done and dusted is helpful to me, because they will be here from the first day of pre-season. And having Scott and Jack in earlier, I think you can see they've already starting to settle. Jack obviously took a little bit more time than Scott, but we knew that because he hadn't played much at Bournemouth. But they're cooking away nicely. They'll be ready to go with a strong pre-season behind them. They'll obviously be like 2 new signings as well. Fashion Sakala's coming in after a productive season in Belgium. He will make us a lot quicker, a lot more dynamic, and gives the team and the squad a lot more pace in the forward areas. So I'm really excited to work with him. There's potential there on a big scale, so that's an exciting one. And there's other areas of the team and the squad that we're actively, in the background working towards strengthening. And come the Champions League qualifiers, whether it's the 3rd round or the 4th, we will have a team and a squad ready to go and give it our best shot. It won't be a perfect situation, whatever happens recruitment-wise, because not having Kamara Roof and Glenn Kamara and Leon Balogun is obviously a huge blow to the club. That's just the way it is. But it's my job to make sure that the squad can try and cope without them names, and I'll do everything I can to put us in the best place.
Hi, Stephen. You're up for the Manager of the Year award. I think we find out tomorrow morning. What would it mean to you to win that award?
I think it'd be a bonus. I think individual awards for me, whether it was a player or now as a manager, I always see them as a bonus. I think the competition's really strong. There's some fantastic coaches and managers in this league. So I was to win it, I'd be very flattered and humbled. Of course I would, but we'll wait and see. And I'll answer any questions moving forward if I win it or if I don't win it, and we'll go from there.
All right. It's like emergency ward 10 with injuries in our place at the moment, Big Steve here.
I had to name the team for the Morris game, What can we say about my manager? I mean, he's just straight to the point with everything, really, he just answers the questions the way I'm sitting thinking, well, if that was me, I'd say this, and some of the stuff he comes away with, it's just self-explanatory. I love listening to him. He's decorum and the way he talks about our team and our players and the wider game, the Scottish game is absolutely fantastic.
Right, which one of you two is going to predict the team? Who wants to have a go?
Oh my. Go for it, Stevie. I'll agree or disagree with you.
I'll do the back line, Bridge, and you do the rest, right? I'll do the back line.
For God's sake, behave yourself. Go for it, pal. Go for it.
Hey, it's got to be Mr. McGregor and goal in it, and then it'll be Tav Golson. I think Aribo's got to be playing left back for Borna. Who be putting in there along with Golson?
Simpson. It's got to be Simpson.
It's got to be Simpson, isn't it? So Jack Simpson, and it'll be, I think, Aribo will fit in there. Then it'll be Davis Kamara, and you'll probably find out we'll go for Hadji. And then up front, I think he might go for the boy Wright, Kent, and Alfredo.
I'll agree with that team. That's a sound team.
I've got pretty much 2 changes to that team.
Go for it.
Yeah. what I think the team will be. I think John McLaughlin might start tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think Kemar Roof, Morelos, and Kent will be the front three.
Instead of Hadji.
Yeah.
You could be right.
No, instead of right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. But everybody sees it different. We heard down to the bare bones, Bridgeman, haven't we?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And it's been you can tell now, it's been quite a long, tough season for us. And it could have been longer if we got into the 2 cup finals, which we should have got to, at least, instead of getting papped out both times. But, it is still really, really tough for the Rangers, and really tough. I'm so proud of them, the way they're going about their business. I really am. We just need another wee good luck charm. Other players take on a good luck charm to the game tomorrow night and get us a win. That's all I want. Just get us a win. By the way, a 10-0 win would do is really good. But you ain't going to get that.
All right. So we put ourselves out there, and we'll give you our thoughts on the team tomorrow night. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Big Andy Phillips will be sitting under his Ryan Jack poster above his bed. Mixed messages on Ryan Jack. Really positive that the operation seems to have went well, Stevie, but I think the manager's sort of letting us know it's going to be a slow progress as well.
Well, I don't mind that at all, because I don't mind losing the battle and win the war, and if it means we're not going to see Ryan Jack, he's not going to get that wee bit fitter quicker, then time, just take his time. Let's get the boy back, because let's be honest, we need him. Ryan Jack's a fantastic player for us, and that's great news that, the overall surgeries all went well. So just take him a wee bit longer, he's saying. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that.
Rich?
Yeah, I think the news, I'm taking the positives out of it.
You can do, aye.
Everything is said about Ryan Jack and the potential for him to get back into shape, and he's going to have to give him the time, because he definitely doesn't want to rush on anyway. But he's going to be in a close season. If he's back for the close season, or any part of the close season, that'll be a big bonus, huge bonus for us. I'm looking forward to it.
Aye, and obviously we've got 3 centre-halves out. Was it 3 centre-halves? Balogun, Hollander, Katic. Yeah. Borner's out. Young Nathan suspended. There's 5 defenders.
Big Shirley. Big Shirley's band, wasn't he?
Aye, 6 defenders, aye. Oof. Then in midfield, you get Scotty Arfield, who might make an appearance on Saturday, and obviously Borner might make an appearance on Saturday. But it's a might. So we're doing to the bones the last couple of games, Bridger, definitely.
Yeah, indeed you are. I can go through the team and say, we're lucky he's fit, blah, 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 I think Borner one, I don't know what type of injury he's got, or is it just a repeat of another injury he's had before, I'm not dead sure. But he is a big miss. Not for his defending, but for the danger he creates for the opposition when he's on the ball going forward. He's just great for us. And it's going, whomever takes over there, he's got a wee job to do. I'll tell you, he's got a job to do. Did you think it would be a Rebo, didn't we? We thought it would be a Rebo at left back.
Yep.
Aye, it looks that way, innit? And unless he pulls an ace out the pack for the young team, Stevie.
For me, it would be Joe Aribo. The big man's absolutely fantastic. How many different positions has he played for us, That's the difference with players like Joe Aribo, we moan about him sometimes, and he's no, maybe Guinness, he's got it, and he's maybe not doing it in a game, but my God, you've got to give the guy 10 out of 10 for he'll play anywhere for us. Absolute brilliant. The boy's really, really brilliant that way, Joe
Aribo's mastered more positions than Fox has.
Your Fox,
He's getting the big style, isn't he? That was quite good, but I like that. I like that. Can I just say...
Yeah, on you go, Bridge.
I was just going to ask you a question. I know the manager was asked about manager of the year type thing, you know. Did I hear them saying that the selection is tomorrow night?
I think we'll know tomorrow who they entered.
We'll know tomorrow who they are, right? Okay.
Aye. I mean, personally, I mean, if you're talking about entertainment this year, I mean, for me, there's only one winner.
Yep.
John Kennedy.
No, Neil. If you're talking about entertainment, come on, you've got to be honest. You know? There's only one winner, isn't there? Yeah, there's only one guy with class. That's Mr. Gerrard.
Punched above his weight in Europe. Let's not be kidding. You know, Rangers punched above their belt in Europe. You've got to hand it. Wasn't it just like Scottish football? What he's done, that run in Europe he'd done was absolutely fantastic. The teams, I mean, let's be honest. Benfica, man. I mean, 100 million quid they spent before their close summer and tapping what they already had. And we should have beat them day 2 games. You know, and
an opportunity there, we did, you're right.
Bridge, you know what Steven Gerrard's done for the Scottish coefficient alone? The man should get manager of the year. Never mind going an unbeaten run. But
I have to say this in all honesty, and I'm not being funny when I say it. We've said many times, and we've all asked the question, we know why we're not getting any credit. And you'll see, I'm reading in Follow. There's a big push now for this boy Callum. My God, what was his name? Callum Davidson for St Johnstone. They're saying he's a moral certainty for manager of the year. Now, what for? He won the League Cup. Okay, he's made it to the Scottish Cup final. He's not done anything yet, you know. I'm saying, no, surely they're not going to do that. So I'm just thinking that's a way they can just stab us in the back. We can drive these stories right through all the newspapers they want.
We all know who the manager of the year is. It's
absolutely 100%.
Stevie G, mate. Stevie G, yes.
Could be nobody else.
We blew it in the cups, but what's a bigger feat? The cups are what we've done in Europe for the whole of Scottish football. The whole of Scottish football. Big Stevie.
As I said, the coefficient, everything he's done in Europe, I mean, you're playing a better class of team in Europe than everything else. He's proved himself the last 3 years. You know, for me, I understand the boy was at Johnson's absolutely great season, absolutely fantastic season. But how can you win a league 2.5 months before it finishes? You're unbeaten. You're 23 points clear of your nearest rivals and you don't get manager of the year.
Yeah, it'd be shocking, wouldn't it? It'd be an absolute shock, I'll tell you. And that would just show up this country for what it is, really.
You know, and as Ox said there, Bridge, look at the coefficient, look at the bigger picture, what he's done for Scotland. You know, in Europe.
Who votes on this? Is it the sports writers or is it the other managers?
Is it no more?
Sports writers, it'll be the sports writers, yeah?
Okay.
You know? Yeah. Look, we know we're no friend of the press. We know that, but there's only one winner, and it should be Stevie G. Yeah, I think everybody in football knows that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Right, so get on that phone. Give us a phone. What's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Come on and talk to two of Drumchapel's finest.
Come on and give us a bit of stick. Aye.
No, we don't want stick.
He's a Jew. 2 years.
We're no off, Bridge. We're no off.
I'm telling you, some bad people in this world.
Well, obviously, Alistair Ayre's working on the autobiographies of everybody on Rangers Radio. They all got a chapter, and you're used to. Oh, shocking! Oh.
That's terrible.
Shocking, right enough.
That's absolute terrible the way you talk about us two drum boys. I mean, the only criminal record Bridges got Sidney Devine. Come on.
Sidney Devine.
Oh, no. He's got a police record, walking on the moon.
That's the education.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Don't brag about that.
Oh. Listen, big man, obviously, we've talked about a lot of this stuff before, and now that the season's finished, you've had time to reflect. I'm more interested to know what you think, that what young Jamie thinks, yeah?
Box. He's purring for Saturday. He's dying to get out and he's dying to see what's going to go on, and I'm trying to tell him, son, you need to keep one foot in the pier here on Saturday, just I'm going to take him out and see what's happening and stuff, but my God, stuck to the ceiling, Ox. Jamie's 14 and this is really no taking it in that the Teddy Bears have absolutely trounced that mob all season, and it's just been some season for the young team. Some season. I mean, we've got to remember, we could say, oh, they're there to celebrate again. And what we've got to remember is these young guys have seen Rangers the last, Jamie's 14, this is his first real time of seeing Rangers winning the league. He was all a younk when Smith was there the last time we won it. They're just wanting to go. They're just wanting to go tonto. Absolute tonto. I couldn't get his room door open the other night there for smoke grenades.
Is that what they're calling it nowadays?
Brilliant. Just brilliant.
Unbelievable. Oh. But they're just all there. I mean, I hear Alec Fawishy talking about all the young team out there. It's the exact same everywhere in every area. They just want to get out with their flags and banners, and they want to see their team desperately. I mean, look how desperate we are. What do you think of the young team, especially when they're lifting this trophy on Saturday? It's absolute criminal that they can't all get together.
I mean, think of it, for you two, it's not the first time you have went 12 months without seeing a game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you. I was driven away for it a number of times in private accommodation.
We're only joking, by the way. Anybody that's listening, we're only joking. Two upstanding citizens, both are lads.
You better believe it.
Oh dear.
I'm really pleased for the young team, and I'm really pleased for the more mature players as well. Stevie. And we didn't think it would ever happen. If you talk 3-4 years ago,
right. Where's my badge? Where's my badge? You want a bit of stick? You gave me a phone number. I left that big man a message. Did you not get the clue in the message, Stevie? I left a big picture of a kangaroo.
Big Al, I don't read my messages. There's usually about 300 of them a day. I don't read them. I don't listen
well,
to them.
What's the point in the host of the show gave me your phone number, then saying message him? You should know that, Ox. You need to get your house in order, pal. Wait a minute, that's my alarm going off. I'm already up. Sorry, boys. Sorry about that.
I think you might have found we might have put a couple that you asked for to the side, yeah?
Aye, thanks very much for that. I thought you would, because there's guys on here boasting about badges, right? They're mere virgins to the show. And they're all walking about with badges, and I've not got one.
Big Alex, onion badges I care about.
You're the same as me. Hey, I'll tell you a wee story about that for a laugh. We were in a restaurant in Auckland one night, me and Erin, and she said I was going to hit him, but I said I can't hit him in a restaurant. I said, don't you be laughing at my wife. And she said to the Indian waiter, can I get a portion of onion bungees? And I was like to her, I says, he kind of sniggered a wee bit, and I was like, Erna, what's bungees? She says, hey, things. Bungees. I says, you mean onion badges? She went, I am.
Oh dear. And by the way,
Bungie.
Worked out it was you for the kangaroo.
Oh, well, hello, Steve. It's Big Al here, and I've done a kangaroo. I thought that might have been
A wise man on the other side of the phone told me to put 10 away for you. You would be in contact, and that's what I've done. You're
lovely.
Okay, so either or. Don't leave a mess. Text me, and I'll text you back. Right?
That's what I did. Hey, I text you a message. What do you... Oh, you mean, your messages? No, I didn't leave you a verbal message. I text you.
Right, text me again. Right, we'll get it sorted.
Right,
By the way,
right, no worry.
To a guy here that just found out why Australians tie their kangaroos down, and 2 little boys. What's going on over there?
I know, and your jumbuck and your swag bag. I know. The jumbuck and the swag bag.
Don't mention
that's putting
Come on.
Jumbuck and a swag bag is basically you've went to sleep with a sheep in a sleeping bag. No, that's true. And the boy told me once, he says, only keep me warm. I said, aye, okay, whatever.
I need to start selling the Rangers swag bag, especially when we play Aberdeen.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go. How's things, big man?
Aye, no, everything's good, man. I'm busy this morning, but I heard your dulcet tones. I says, I'm going to phone in here, because I put his on first thing in the morning, just to wake me up a bit, you know. So, that's me woke up.
How's the new job going?
I chucked it. I'm back at my old job.
All right, okay, I think you've answered that question.
Aye, Andy. Wait to see Andy personally. Andy Belverger.
Background report.
Aye. Andy will be... anyway, Andy. Wait till I get a hold of you, Andy.
How did you get your old job back again?
Because I never really quit. I went and tried the other one out.
Technically speaking, you weren't away.
Technically speaking, I had a wee week's holiday to take, so you know what it's like.
Oh, yes.
You've got to play the game, haven't you? You've got to play the game.
Indeed.
So anyway, look, I'll leave you, Stevie. I'll get back in contact with you, and if there's any other regalia, because I was looking for some stuff I can dress up the wains in.
No problem. You just send me text me something. I'll get something organised.
For God's sake, you've got 300 texts and you've not read them.
No, he doesn't listen to his messages.
Oh, it's the messages, right? Okay.
He doesn't listen to his messages. Nah, good show, gentlemen. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I hope that walk goes ahead at the weekend and just everything goes well with it. I see they've done up George Square for us, so that'll be good. It's nice of them, isn't it? Although we paid for it, I believe. But no, I hope everybody keeps a sensible head on. We're the champions. All the young team, go and do your thing, boys. Actually, I was a wee bit disappointed. It's no Glasgow that's blue. It's Scotland that's blue.
Right.
Well said. Well said.
Aye. So whole of the UK. So you have a hang, mate. I'll get back in contact with you, Stevie, mate. You take care of yourself, Bridge. Take care of Ox. I'll try and phone you on Saturday.
All right. Take it easy, big man.
No, thanks very much.
Big man, good luck with the new job.
No, I'm back at my old job. I've always had good luck in that.
Can't answer that one.
I hope everybody that's listening in, they would say, I thought you were on holiday for a week. You were at another job. And Andy, if you're listening, Andy, wait till I see you, pal. Nah, he's all right, the boy. Right, take care, gentlemen. Thanks very much for taking my call.
Cheers, big man.
Right,
all the best.
Thank you.
All right, Al. All the best.
All the way you were there in Eastern Australia, big man, eh?
I'll tell the story one more time. If nobody's ever seen Big Al in the flesh, he's 6'3", 6'4". Oh dear. He was shouting at me, "Who's Stevie?" when the band was getting by. I was like, oh no, what have I done? And it was Big Al. Tie my kangaroo down. No, brilliant. I do believe
tie my kangaroo down. Love it.
That was the same day I met him. He was standing in the door in the auctioneers, and you couldn't see any daylight, mate. I was like, "You're Big Al, aren't you?"
3 pints in a one horn. Unbelievable. Thank goodness it was still good.
Oh, we had a good chat, mate. Obviously, it was pre-COVID. Everybody was having a cuddle, you know what I mean?
Everybody was getting their spine put in place again. Crack, get the back crack.
Crack.
The big hole.
He doesn't let you down, the big man, Bridgman. You met him at the stadium and all, didn't you? The next day.
I did that. I was a cracking guy. Cracking.
You know, brilliant.
I'll give him that. Well groomed or the best of gear on. I mean, it's actually why I've never seen that in my life before. But anyway,
I think if you look closely, mate, it's on a label still on it.
Oh, aye.
That's true, by the way. That's true.
He'll kill us when he gets holidays, won't he?
Oh, the labels. I saw the labels, boy. You carry kid on, we know you for Springburn.
Casual, yeah.
Oh, just great.
Okay, get on that phone, give your team, give your thoughts. Have you got any thoughts on your family, young and old, what this is meaning for you and what this season's meant for you? Of course, let's hear for you, because obviously the season's drawn to a close and we're running out of shows on Rangers Radio before we have a break for the summer, so we want to hear for you, one and all, as we build up to the climax of the season. Hopefully these two games undefeated, Bridgman.
Absolutely. Come on and phone us up. 0141 356 1972.
Yep. See, just when you were talking about, my wee man's emotions, Ox, I couldn't get out see when we were finally over that line and you're watching all the videos of Stevie G slinging along the flare. Ox, I couldn't get my dad out my head. I couldn't get my dad. I mean, my dad's been gone, 4 or 5 years, and I just, you never see us getting back, and that's for you. It was for everybody, dead and alive, young and old. It was the Rangers family. It was just an emotional time, It really was. I was pure emotionally drained, unbelievable. I don't know how many times I stared at the ceiling and thought about all the boys and lassies that aren't here anymore,
I get it, mate. I get it, obviously. I lost my father about 2.5 years ago, mate, so I know where you're coming from. He was a season ticket holder in Section J since about 74, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And you do think about things like that, and bears that we've lost that you knew and that you knew would have been really happy. That thought did go through, I think, a lot of people's mind the day we won the league. But I see this occasion on Saturday to being a party rather than an emotional time like it was about 6 months ago when we won the league,
Unbelievable.
It's all about lifting the flag, isn't it? It's all about getting the flag and getting the championship.
We don't get a flag to August.
First game of the season, isn't it? But that's what it's all about. Get the trophy. So just a pity that the fans can't get in there, Just a pity.
Do you know? I'm going to say something here. I know we've seen about a few thousand being allowed in for the Scottish Cup. This is only a personal view, but I'm glad we're not get 5,000 in Ibrox. And it's all I know. I don't think that would cause me a bother than it was worth, Stevie.
Aye, that would just how do you sort that out? That's the bottom line. How do you sort that out? And it's all in and nobody in. Can I just get back to what we're talking about our dads there, Ox? We've all got a lot to thank our dads for being born a Blue Nose. I mean, imagine being one of the other mobs sitting there in that stadium with a Palestinian flag watching the Derry Donkey. I mean, you've got one eyebrow and a Palestinian flag.
Look what we've done to the Thames boys.
That's not your favourite bridge, isn't it?
It's just great, that number.
What's the other one about Brown? You liked that one, Bridgman?
I loved it. Absolutely
How
brilliant.
did that go again? Alex song. How did that go?
Can't remember now. Go and sing that big one for us.
Broken, wasn't it? Scott Brown.
Scott Brown is broken. Scott Brown is broken. Sorrow.
Anyway, to cheer us up, we've been joined by Gary B. How we doing, guys?
I'm good, mate. How you doing? You all right?
All right.
Corby, all right. Is it Corby?
Aye.
We're doing all right, mate. We're packing our bags and we're heading north on Friday on a top secret mission. I don't know if you can guess why. But there's a few of us heading up from this neck of the woods.
Are you going somewhere nice, Gary?
I'm hoping it's going to be nice, mate. I've heard there's a fair few people making the journey up, mate. So I'll check the weather forecast and let you know.
I hope the police in this wee town we've got here, I hope they realise what's going to come to us, because there's a lot,
just have to be sensible,
many
mate.
thousands of Rangers fans, and they'll be everywhere.
Gary, can I let you into a secret?
Go for it.
There's a couple of your townsmen heading up here right enough, because I'm meeting a couple of them, one being Mr. Cookie and one being Mr. McPhee.
Cookie and McPhee, aye. That Cookie's after rails, mate. He is nuts.
Laurel and Hardy. Where did you get that one from, Stevie?
Because that's another fine mess they're going to get him in.
Exactly.
No, it'll be me and my boy. We'll come up on the Friday, and then on the Saturday we'll head into the town centre and probably get the underground to Ibrox, and then just stoat about, welcome the players in, and then just enjoy the atmosphere. He'll know if he's been inside Ibrox, obviously, but he's no experience. I always hark back to Manchester and how amazing that was, the atmosphere. They're just all the fans singing, and I was in Piccadilly Gardens. Don't get me wrong, the trouble afterwards wasn't good, but the atmosphere during the day was brilliant, and I wanted to experience that as a young fan, because I think that it is a long journey and it puts us out and all that. And I'm not disregarding the pandemic at all. Do you know what I mean? I understand, but when you look on the face of it, it's not over. But from my point of view, unfortunately, this does not fall in. The dates don't fall in line with the government's plans to reopen, and I can't do anything about that. But I'm not going to miss it. So I'm coming up, and I'll be sensible. But I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to let it get in the way of what I see as a fairly important thing for me and my lad to experience.
There's it's going to be a special occasion, Gary, and I hope your young lad, what is he, 17?
Aye, 17-year-old. So, I still remember. Obviously, I'm a lifelong Rangers fan. People say to me, it's funny because I always say to the wife, and we talk about it all the time as a Rangers family and Rangers supporters. You don't choose to be a Rangers fan. You are born a Rangers fan, and it's just words. But my wife laughs at me when I say it. But I don't remember making a decision. I am a Rangers fan, and
you've also
I like.
You can always get another wife.
Aye. I did say that to her once, because that's not the first time you've told me that, and I did tell her that last time. She wanted your number.
Well, she moves on rather quickly, don't she?
She's shouting into me. No, it's just I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, boys, and it's not been negative at all, but see if we go undefeated, it'll be absolutely amazing. But I kind of wish, part of me, a wee bit of me, just wishes it wasn't a thing. I wish we'd picked up a defeat earlier on in the season. It's amazing that we've gone undefeated, but it just seems like a kind of grey cloud in case we do pick up a defeat, which will only give that lot something to chump about, because it's the only thing they've got all season. So
we have to keep it going. Tomorrow night's a big game. Go and make sure we don't lose the game.
I was saying about Barisic is out, isn't he? So that poses a wee bit of a conundrum, because I don't know if Ari will slot in there, but it's still kind of...
That's what it looks like. And then you got a problem in midfield because nobody else is fit,
but how will I handle it? Do you know what I mean? And thank God we've got these conundrums when the season's done. It's not halfway through the season, and all these players out and stuff. So the squad's done as well up to this point. Let's see how we can get on.
You mentioned your lad there, and obviously he's been on the show, and we enjoyed the night he came on. It was good to hear from him, and he's a very articulate young man. And when it happened, and he seen the scenes for Ibrox, did he realise how much it meant to so many people? He's going to realise that on Saturday, because if you think you're going up to Miller or Ibrox, you'll not be doing that on Saturday, mate. There's going to be one or two people there, and there's going to be some other people there with funny hats on,
Aye, well, I think that I can't see how the police, if the police can only give out warnings, I don't think they can get too heavy-handed and put too many measures in place.
I never said they would, mate. I'm not saying they will. What I'm saying is, with the number of people that's going to want to be there, you're glad there'll be a lot of people there.
I know, that's what I mean. Yeah, no, it'll be overwhelming, and that's why I want to take him up, because the party atmosphere, the carnival atmosphere, I think it will touch him. Because he's really, it's hard to explain, Ox, as a bear living down here, having grown up in Glasgow, and being around it, and then moving away, and then having a young family myself, and served in the armed forces, and being proud of being British, right to my core. Some of my best mates are English and from all over the country. And seeing my lad as a young boy, I mean, I remember teaching him, all the Rangers songs as he was growing up, the Copeland Road, and I remember him singing it, and we were on holiday in Spain, and he was walking along at 2.5, 3-year-old, chanting it, and my wife says, "You're turned into a football hooligan." But it was just brilliant. I brought him up in the Rangers way and try to teach him about Rangers and that. But seeing 2012, when what happened to us, and we went down to the third division, it was only natural that as a young boy, it seemed to me that he didn't distance himself from Rangers, but it wasn't as interesting to him as the lights and the glamour of the Premier League. And he had influences on him from his uncles down here who are Spurs fans. And he always watched me. I like watching any football. I'll watch kids kicking a ball in a park. So I'm always watching football. But I just say to him, he says, "Dad, what English team do you like?" And I go, "Well, I kind of, I don't know. I just, nothing gets me excited like watching Rangers. And it's the only way I can describe it. Nothing gets my heart going. The anticipation, the edge of your seat.
I'm really pleased if she hears that.
But this is what I was trying to say to my boy. I went, I don't support anybody but Rangers. And that's no like blindsight. I just went, it's just in me. I like watching football. I watch a game of football. I watch Champions League, whatever. But I don't support anybody. Look, people say, "Oh, my English team's this." I don't get that. I don't. And it's not to say that's each to their own. But for me, nothing comes close to watching a Rangers game or when Rangers score. And obviously the old firms, times 10, times 100, whatever. And what I think, what it was that got my lad hooked, and I mean hooked, was a few years ago when Stevie G first came in. And we always liked Rangers. I always got him the Rangers tops. I always spoke to him about the Rangers team. But he had been to Spurs. He'd been gone with his uncles down to Wembley in the Champions League nights and all that, right? So 90,000 fans at Wembley and all that now. All that, when the Spurs and all that, right? And he's like, "Oh, Wembley and Spurs." And I was like, "It's nothing like Ibrox." And I just used to throw it out there, and they'd go, "Aye, but Dad, 90,000. I go, "It's nothing like Ibrox, son." I says, "I'm telling you now." We went up, for something unrelated, we went up. My daughter was taking part in a dancing competition in Dunoon. And I said to my wife as we were driving up, I says, "I'm going to see them get tickets tomorrow night for the European qualifier." And she says, "All right, okay, cool." So I managed to get 2 tickets in the main stand, and it was the Ufa game when we played Ufa, the Russian team.
Mm-hmm.
And Ibrox that night, mate, was absolutely jumping that night. And we sat in the main stand, and the place was vibrating. It was that loud, with the Simply the Best when we're coming out the tunnel. And my boy says, "I can't even hear." That's what he said to me, sitting next to me. And I says, "I told you." And it was special, mate. I got goosebumps. Because I don't get to go to a lot of games.
What did you charge him for the ticket?
Well, it's good as well about the Rangers family.
He means that.
And but the Rangers family that night as well, it was nice. I mean, I couldn't get 2 seats right next to each other. Me and my boy were about 4 seats apart, and the fans quickly realised, "Oh, you're together," and they've all shuffled up, "No, let's sit together," that's normal, what happens. But then there was a young boy sitting next to us, mid-20s, and we scored. And this young boy gave my lad his scarf, and he says, "You can have that, son. Remember your first European night in Ibrox."
And me.
But it was just, that was a special night. I really enjoyed that, and I think my lad turns into people now, and he says it himself. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to prompt him or speak to him and ask him. And he says to people, even his uncles now, and he says, "Nah, Wembley, Spurs, it's nothing compared to Ibrox." And he's no biased, because, as I say, he's.
It's true. It's listen, we all accept we're no daft. We know that the English Premiership is arguably the biggest league in the world, and particularly at this moment in time. Maybe not necessarily the best. That's a whole different debate. But we know that we've got a love for a special club, Stevie. And you're right. It has been handed down for Father to Son, and I think that's the point that GB's making.
100%. Aye. I mean, I've said it in this show many times. Thanks to for making me what I'm, and I passed that down to my boy. And I'm hoping my boy carries on the traditions. When you go to games, you've got your set things. We like to go and touch our family bricks, and we like to touch the thing and jump up and scud the thing on the way out. And there's all wee rituals and stuff that we do. But GB's right there. I mean, I'm a Rangers man. And this isn't me being ignorant to anybody else out there or their football teams or whatever. I'm Glasgow Rangers, and that's it. I don't support no other teams, whether you're Chelsea, because you've got an element of Rangers, or Linfield or anything like that there. It's just Glasgow Rangers for me. And it just, everything about the club, memories, family, everything. It's what makes the place special and what it is. And that's how we went through our hardest times in our history there. And we all stuck like glue, and we made sure this isn't happening in our watch. And look where we're the day, guys. And that's how that was a so emotional year this year for us all.
That was a lovely speech, Stevie.
Jordan, if you phone in, you need to speak to that English guy, I'm afraid. We've been joined by Amanda. Evening, Amanda.
How can I top that? How the heck can I top that? I'm sitting here with tears are running down my face. Well, for the first time I'm phoning in, and I'm actually quite speechless.
You've done it, Stevie. You've done it. You've won the prize.
Honestly, no. I mean, I was sitting thinking about, like when he was talking about, family, and I mean, I never made the decision to be a Rangers fan. It was decided for me when I was born. Because my sister certainly wasn't interested in Rangers, but I was. Well, my dad more or less decided I was, because I was always a tomboy in the family anyway. I didn't play with a doll when I was young. I played with a pot and pan. Practicing for band practice. But no, I was just listening to what he was saying about his son, and how his son said there's nothing like Ibrox. And I mean, having been a Rangers fan since I was really young as well, I mean, the atmosphere in Ibrox is second to none. Even having said that, I mean, I've not been at much football the last couple of years, obviously, because everything that's happened. But just walking up to that stadium, and the atmosphere when you're walking up the streets by Ibrox, and the atmosphere of the crowd, and the noise coming to them, and the excitement, and it just gives you goosebumps. And I've got a lot to thank my dad for as well, because I mean, for a while I would never have been able to afford the season ticket, but my dad kept me going and kept the season ticket going for me, and now I can afford it myself. And and I just thank my dad. He was saying, Dad's brought you up. You were either brought up to be, a Rangers. I wasn't brought up. I was born into Rangers, And can I tell you a story about that? My dad's going to kill me for this. My dad's going to kill me for this. Right, my dad, when my mum was expecting my sister, Rangers were playing Motherwell at First Park. And my dad had a really good friend who went to all the Rangers games with him, right? And he had wee Andy's ticket in his pocket. So Dad says, "Oh no, she can't be in labour. Oh, here, Murdoch, here, I'll phone an ambulance for you. On you go. I need to go. I've got wee Andy's ticket in my pocket." And away we went to Fast Park. So, of course, there was a tannoy announcement at half time. With Mr. Ray Bishop, please report to the police officer, just to let you know, son, your mouth daughter, I'm a proud dad of a baby girl. That was him. He's in the chair. He shoved her in the ambulance and off he went to Fast Park. But, was that? No, the 1-2-1 that night.
No, it sounds like man.
So, I mean, just when you're talking about, you know, family and atmosphere at Ibrox, I mean, as I say, I just love Rangers, you know, and obviously I've not been as much football as I would like to in the last couple of years because of things that have been going on. Well, obviously we've not all been at much football, but, you know, I just can't wait to the day when I can get back to Ibrox and say I'm still here, you know what I mean, and just get that atmosphere again and the excitement and the goosebumps you get in the back of your neck when they play Simply the Best and all that. It's just, anyway.
But special, Amanda, you know, and there's a lot of people sat in Section J for a long number of years in the main stand, a long number of years. I don't think we realise what we nearly lost to it happened to us, Bridgeman, and maybe for a lot of people that reinvigorated their passion for the club, something that we maybe took for granted. And maybe in a roundabout way, bizarrely, 2012 might have done us a favour.
Well, there's a lot of folk think in ways, but for people like me, it was like the end of the world, you know. But I think it's certainly lit a fire, and many thousands, maybe even millions of people with great sympathy for Rangers, and we stuck in. And we stuck in, and here we go. As Big Stevie said at the beginning, here we are. After all the troubles that we've had, here we are. And it's no ending because the people closer to us, enemy-wise, they want it to stay. They want us to stay under this pressure, the pressure that we're in. And if we do that, we'll come out the victors again. That's what I want. I want to just rub their nose in it and say to them what I think. That's what I want.
Yeah, special time, special memories. It's just sad, Gary, that you and your lad are going up this weekend, and unfortunately we can't get you into the stadium to watch the game and the presentation. And if you thought it was noisy against the Russians, mate, I think they'd have fun it even more so on Saturday.
Listen, we would all, I'm sure everybody would love to be inside the stadium, obviously. But this might make it a wee bit different and a wee bit more special. And what I mean by that is, yeah, it'd be lovely to be inside the stadium and watch the players there. But see, where nobody will go inside the stadium, more people will turn up to the stadium as like a kind of mecca. And everybody's outside the stadium in that carnival atmosphere, and you know, the walk, hopefully, to George Square. And, you know, I think that might actually make it more, because we're forced to do it. We haven't got any option. So it's like, it would be good if we were inside the stadium, but we're no, so let's make the best of it. And we're all in it together. A bit like you were saying about all in or none in. And it's like, well, we can't get anybody in, so everybody's on the street. And it'll just be a carnival atmosphere rather than, well, I'm not one of them 50,000 that can go in the stadium, but I'll still have a good time outside the stadium. Everybody's outside the stadium, all together. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? You know, it's unfortunate, but for this one's sweet and special, and we're all going to be together as Bears. Even, you know, season tickets. I know the boys that have bought their season tickets, like yourself, Fox, and you know, the others that, you know, have donated that money to Rangers this season. Let's be honest, you know, to help the club out. You know, you want to watch them. No, I know that.
It's Amanda's family, Bridgeman, Big Stevie and his boy, Southside, Fox, Linda, Bill Jody.
No, that's what I mean. There's loads, mate. Loads. You know, there's. And all them thousands listening as well, mate, out there. You know, so you know, big up to every one of you, because, you know, financially we've all put something in, but financially, you guys for buying them season tickets. You know,
there's no judge on a Rangers supporter because you're in maybe in a place in your life and you can afford a season ticket, and there's other people who absolutely adore the Rangers and would love to be able to afford a season ticket, and it's just circumstances, you know. Doesn't make them any less better.
Yeah, I don't know if you've discussed it over the last couple of days, mate. Did you see the...
Listen, nothing for the moment because we're going to have a tune for an actual break for a bridge, man. That's how we have to tune the tunes. So get yourself in mute, GB, and we'll come right back to that point.
No worries.
There's a pub in Green Street where all good proddies you will meet. So come down here and together we'll have a jar. A welcome there you will receive, so good that you won't want to leave. A fine wee pub is Saltcoats Mermaid Bar. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. We all support the Queen and Crown. The prices here are the best in town, and the bar staff, they are one terrific crowd. Everyone laughing, full of cheer. It's one tremendous atmosphere, singing to support the red, white and blue. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. It's nice to come to the Mermaid Bar when Rangers are playing at Ibrox Park. You'll forget your worries and all your cares, singing songs against the Thames before you watch the Rangers win. For everyone here supports the Teddy Bears. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. If you are up from Belfast town, Tyrone, Fermanagh or County Down, Armagh, Antrim or London, Derry shores, the Mermaid is the place for you, so come and have a drink or two. Next time in Saltcoats you'll want to come back for more. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls.
That's so much, man.
I just love that stuff.
It went nothing like that, Bridge.
It's just brilliant, man. It's just
person you're calling
is on a...
Listen, Gary, you were making a point there before we went to tune. Carry on, mate.
Some of you I don't know if you've discussed it over the past couple of days, Ox, but there's a screen print doing the rounds on the Rangers pages online in it about the Rangers boy who was going to have to give up his season tickets, and some lad said he'd won £1,300 on a British Coop up, so he basically said, well, I'll give you half the money for your season tickets and I'll get you a job, because the boy had lost his job. And I shared it on social media. No, it's only, I've only seen it today. I've shared it, like, 'cause it's nice wee touches like that. You know, the boys won £1,300 on a coupon, and this lad obviously has posted that he's going to have to give up his 2 season tickets for him and his boy because he's lost his job. And the guys went, no, I'm not having that. If you've got your season tickets, you've got to keep it going. And he's basically bought me his season tickets and managed to get him a start. That's to what it says online, which is brilliant. Do you know what I mean? It's just nice to see. Nice stories like that.
Fantastic. I think the point we made earlier about the support maybe being more galvanised. You know, we've always been a support that everybody's been entitled to their opinion, but maybe we're galvanised, Stevie, because we've got a common purpose.
Aye. Oh, well, where we came from, Ox, I mean, we were on our hands and knees with fun out. We looked round about us, and let's be honest, we know who our friends are, and I believe sincerely the Rangers fans are really, really galvanised now. They know who's who and what's what. They thought there would have been teams out there that might have spoke up a wee bit for us, and they never done it and stuff like that. Even reporters and different media outlets that they thought maybe rub shoulders with us all the years might have cut us a bit of slack, never done it. And I'll tell you what, it woke us all up, and it let us really know who's by our side and who's who and what's what, and we are galvanised. You better believe it's galvanised the Rangers family. And you said something earlier on in it, and you were totally 100% right. There's people that maybe were letting the baton slip a wee bit, not really bothering with the Rangers anymore, and then getting through the hard times, they've rolled their sleeves up and they've got involved again and get back out there and started purchasing stuff, and started going again, you know, and I really do believe we are really galvanised. And it's no time for sentiment now. It's time now when we're standing on our feet. Let we keep our foot at their throats and keep them where they are.
Do you know what I meant to tell you? A lady went for an interview yesterday, and the lady interviewing had a Rangers radio badge on, Stevie.
Was there a chief superintendent? Was there a chief superintendent London Road by any chance, was it?
Anyway, talking about chief superintendents, we've been joined by Port Bear. Evening, Port.
Very good. Very good, troops.
All right,
there's old Bergerac coming.
Bergerac,
Poirot.
Aye. Very well done, Stevie. Hats off to you, big man.
Aye.
Thanks very much.
First and foremost, mate. Aye, I've just listened to you here talking about your emotional times regarding your fathers and that, and your loved ones you have lost. That was the first probably league title that ever made me emotional enough to cry, sitting and watching it with my dad. Because my dad's a fair age, and I didn't honestly think there was going to be a time where that was going to happen. And the minute it was clinched, I just couldn't hold them hard, strong enough. And I said, I told you we'd do it. And two grown men, rolling greeting, picturing my late mother in the living room, who was in the ladies section, of course, with my gran and stuff. So, Uncle Billy, Billy Archibald, Gary Bell might know him. GB might know him for Corby. He's a big Rangers man down there as well. He went through a big cancer operation. So these are all guys that came in my mind when we won the league and made me an absolute emotional wreck. But after that all subsided, I couldn't believe how far we'd come next year. I really couldn't. It's just absolutely fantastic. And then on the back of that, my good lady bought me a book called The Rangers Comeback. And it's basically from heartbreaking to where they belong, the journey back to the top, told in newspaper articles, at the time, and then it obviously it tells you in the book all about, you know, from where we were to where we are now, and it's absolutely phenomenal, Oxshare, the journey we've been on, from the bottom to the top.
When we won the league, you come in next.
No, please, continue, please.
Yeah, carry on, mate.
No, I was going to say the emotions are extremely high, and you know, when you're deeply immersed in Rangers, as I am, a Canadian, you know, and everybody's the same. All the boys are the same. Whole of Rangers radio are just crazy to be able to help Rangers, and that's the way we are. And Port Bear saying, you know, it's crying me about you this, about maybe with his dad. And I lost my dad a long time ago, 1978, when I was living in Nottingham. And to come up was the saddest day. Saddest day. However, I thought that when Rangers, when we hit skids, I thought I was getting close to where my dad was, you know. Sad as then, you know. And really bad for me. However, we've managed to come through. And I tell you what, I watch YouTube. I watch Rangers games on YouTube, and it's emotional for me. I can feel tears coming. I'm just watching YouTube games. That's what I'm like. That's much I feel about Rangers. And I dare say I'm not alone. I'm definitely not.
No, well, to be fair, Port Bear, the first guy that phoned me after we won the league was actually Bridge. He was in tears. He said, I was only kidding about having to buy everybody a drink when we won the league. You know?
I must say, if any can get that book, it's very emotive. You know, it basically, when you're reading it from start to finish, you realise how much they tried to kill us, and they thought we were down and out for the count. They'd never seen us coming back next year, certainly not on this time scale. And it's a fantastic read, and it's, in my opinion, it's a good keepsake. You know, like the big Steve here. If you
know the tax experts, the financial experts, yeah.
Aye, yeah. All them, yeah. But it's a good keepsake.
All the people that with the moral high ground that will not deal with the big problem they've got in the Rain Club, no?
Oh yeah, is that the big spotlight? Is that what you're talking about there? Aye. But you know, it's a good book, mate, and it's just I obviously knew how far we'd came, but I didn't realise how many knives were in my back, and how nasty and dirty and how everybody turned on us, and it was good to read it all back. You know, I don't know.
What's the name of the book?
Sorry?
What's the name of the book?
It's called... I'll just get
Janet and John?
It's Rangers, the comeback. From heartbreak to where they belong. The journey back to the top, told newspaper articles from the time. So it's just basically called the Rangers comeback, but it's honest to God, GB, it's superb. You
know, we've done this journey in Duty Fox and Old School Blue and Ian before in the previous channel, and True Blue and all the guys, Boswell, all the guys for the past, and we've basically done this journey in public, me and you, Bridgeman, haven't we? We've done it on here as I wouldn't say a double act, but we're two guys who are part of the Rangers radio fabric, yeah?
Yeah, I think that I was so pleased and happy when I found Rangers Chat. It was, for me, it just suited everything I wanted at that time. And I could go in there and I could spill my guts, as they say, you know. I'm moaning and groaning about this and next thing, but can I just say what Port Bear was saying there? Nobody stood up and came on our side. Nobody, absolutely, not one single person outside the Rangers came and helped the Rangers. Nobody. And there was plenty of people could have, and they just didn't want to get involved, and it was left to the Rangers. And we saw, I think just this week in I was looking in follow, and they give, you know, what's in the papers today and things like that. And it was about the two guys that got done, or was getting done, and they had to, you know, the what do you call them, the administrators, and some figures come out when they're talking about them, and they were talking about potentially £100 million was taken out of Rangers. Potentially £100 million. There you go. That's how much Rangers lost. For lawyers and all the rest of it, That's how much they were losing. So I was ever so pleased to get rid of them. And okay, we'll went into liquidation. That may have saved us a wee bit. But nobody come in. And we were all hopeful as soon as was going to come in with somebody else. It never happened. And every week we were getting our heart broken with all these, somebody coming in to help us. Never came. And up popped Dave King and started to solve the problem. And Reid, get a street named after him. Come on, get a King Street named up. What do they call the King's Drive?
The King's Highway for the
King's Highway. Absolutely, get it done.
For Lodge Clockley Hill to where the shop is, that should be the King's Highway, in my opinion. Yeah, and then when you get to the end of that, there should be a statue of me and you, Bridge.
Me and you? Oh God, no! People would be throwing things at them. Oh no!
Oh shit! Can I ask the panel? Does anybody think seeing the manner it was done to us, how we get put to where we were, and nobody supported us, they were trying to kill our club? Do you think that galvanises a club to sort of stick their two fingers up and say, "We'll be back, and you wait and see"? You think that galvanised the support,
you just
the
let
management?
me cut across your second. We're having some technical issues, so the show's going to carry on, but the people that are on the phones will be dropped. But by all means, phone back in, Gary and Amanda. Yeah.
No worries.
All right. So all schools dealing with it because you're not on Skype. You will be dropped at the call. Yeah. All right. We'll be right back.
That's somebody gone now.
Yeah. Just leave them. Carry on, Portbear.
It's just something I've thought of. I've only read probably 8 or 9 pages in that book last year, and I thought, God, you've really tried to kill us. And I just feel, this is maybe a personal thing for me, I just feel that my friends, etc., and that as well, it seemed to galvanise us, and made us stronger, that we won't be defeated. Nobody's going to take Rangers away from us. Nobody's going to stop Rangers being Rangers. And if you look what's happened since like the Steven Gerrard came in, and Dave King and his team, James Bisgrove, all that mob.
Yeah, but you've got to be honest about it. Port, the 7 years in front of Gerrard coming in the door were tough, mate.
Aye, that was so
really tough, mate. We weren't a great side. Off the field, we were fighting battles left, right, and centre. The publicity that our club was getting, the support done what they could. But it's hard when you're fighting so many battles. Big Stevie.
Listen, we're in danger of chasing our tail here, saying the same things hour and hour. But for me, Ox, there was at one point, I was really, really frightened that we'd lost our club. Really, really frightened that we had lost our club. The club that my dad passed into me. I went all Scotland, or every ground in Scotland, away games I went to. I think it was 12 years, I missed 8 games in 12 years. When I was a young boy, I went absolutely everywhere, and I couldn't believe the state we were in. And I think Brad said it there, with all these things that follow. By the way, it's a good thing that the day on this time, 10 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, it reminds us, and it reminds the Rangers fans, never ever let your guard down again. We can never get in that place again, because we've seen the response with people who, as Brad says, and we've all said, there was people probably out there could have spoke up for the Rangers, and they never done it.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 0741.
Even out of decency, for a football perspective, they were all willing to see us go, every single one of them. And I'll tell you right now, our club will never ever be in that state again. And on my watch, as a bear, on my watch again, that will never ever happen to us.
I think Ali got it right. They took a kick in the snout because we'll not be down for long. Yeah, it took us a few years, but we're back. Right, okay, somebody please buy him a cheery book so we can have him coming on with a smile when he comes back on, yeah?
Europe makes them happy, Oxford. He's apprehending something.
You know?
Oh,
dear. Look, we're back. We're league champions. We have to celebrate that. And come and join us. Give your thoughts about Saturday. What's your team tomorrow night, Port Bear?
Oof.
Brilliant suggestion. Suggestion. Next.
We're doing to the bare bones, Ox. We're doing to the bare bones, aren't we? So I think we'll have it right back. Called Goldson. So what other second half we got? Balogun's out of Highlanders out.
Come on, Port. I'll give my work in the morning.
Simpson. Port Bear. Simpson.
Jack Simpson will have to play. And I'm going to hate to say this, Big Aribo's going to need to play left back, mate.
Aye, we are
Davis.
Would you not pick yourself for that position today?
I would, mate. I would if I could play, aye. Because I
we know you couldn't play when you were playing. But would you not pick yourself for that game?
Davis, Kamara. If Arfield's fit, Arfield.
If you know, obviously, listen to the manager, have you?
Well, he said he was running. There's a chance, isn't there? There's a chance.
A chance for Saturday.
Or did he say Saturday?
Aye.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you get 2 years in one month.
Kent Morella's Hadji up front. And who else are going to play in the midfield?
You're not going to put Wright in?
No.
That's only because you forgot about a minute.
No, that's my front three. That's my front three. I can't think who else is there, Oxy, in honesty.
Right, okay. Oh, I'm getting all sorts of text messages about you.
Oh, I bet you.
Right, okay. I'll give you Big Stevie's team right quickly.
Right.
Because he remembered all the players we had.
Aye.
His team is McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Simpson, Aribo. Yeah?
Yeah.
We had Hadji, Davis and Kamara in midfield. Up front, he had Wright, Morelos and Kent. I had the same team, but I put McLaughlin in goal and I put Roof, the man of the match in the last game we played, outside right, yeah?
Yeah, enough, right.
Yeah, do you remember them? Roof?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, I do,
yeah. He's not got dementia yet. Leave him alone.
I think he has, Amanda.
Marvellous.
He has not. He's just in trouble remembering the team we've got to pick.
Superb.
Oh, dear.
My God, you're in great form.
My mates had a hard couple of days, didn't you, mate?
Oh, mate, aye.
He's stunt double for Brokeback Mountain.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 077.
Oh, Rangers for everyone and anyone.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, dear. Oh.
I tell
You crack me up, you lot.
Them hammer throwers for Livingston, though, think of that team against us. I mean, they'll try and blutter us with that team. But it's all we can play with, innit? It's all we can play with.
Port Bell, doesn't matter whether it's mine and the Bridgeman's team or if it's Oxy's team. The Rangers team should be for beating Livingston. You know what I mean? Excuses here. I know we're down to the bare bones, but listen, we're playing for a record here, and that Rangers team should have, no matter what one it is, whether it's Oxy's team or our team, their team should be getting out with a bit between their teeth and getting us all this line and winning these last two games. That's the bottom line. No room for excuses here by me. No danger. They should be getting their sleeves rolled up and getting out. 2 games to go. Let's get earlier. Come on, Rangers. Let's get it done.
Count me in for that one as well.
Yep, me too.
Just shows you how light we've ended up in the middle of the park. And I remember saying at the start of the season, I did feel we were one shot.
By the way, Port, I've got 44 text messages in the last couple of minutes, and they're all about you. Ready?
They're all to do with Port Bear.
This is for Mr. S. Kipper.
Oh, here we go.
Port Bear, do your homework.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Is that his report card? Must do better.
Southside. Stato didn't even remember Simpson.
Can't believe it.
I can't even do what old Bear said.
Does it start with P and end in K? Sure. Does it start with P and end in K?
No, it's a lot. It's quite a lot, but there's a lot of expletives in it. Brilliant. They will be the show, Port Bear. They'll steal the show.
No.
Oh dear.
Right, I'm going to hop off
the panel. Can I ask a quick question to the panel? I saw a story tonight on the news that Motherwell are going to give the season ticket holders from this season a season ticket for nothing for next season.
Yeah, that's the fact. That's the actual name the 5 people bridge.
You know what I mean? I think they've got maybe 3,000 people on season tickets. So, but I think the majority of them are wee kids, you know, on 20 pence or something for a season ticket, you know. No, I don't know, but they reckon that's quite good, you know.
Yeah, well, fair play to them. We Ibrox can't.
We're not interested in that.
We need to get to the next level. Listen, Amanda, speak to you soon, all right? Enjoy the game.
Right, I will do. I'll need to go anyway. Right, take care. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye. Bye.
We've been joined by Bob. Good evening, Bob.
Good evening. How you doing? I hope to concentrate better on what I did last night. Aye, how you all night? Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Aye. I was just listening to the conversation there about when they all thought we were down and out. And I've been saying to a lot of them, thought we were dead, thought we were gone, finished, thought we were away on the slippery slope to oblivion, but you were all wrong. And the feeling of satisfaction I had when 55 came was unbelievable. Fantastic. Anyway, you're my team for tomorrow night, aye?
Yes, Bob, yeah.
Well, I'll see if I can do you a bit quicker. McLaughlin.
He's going to go at you, Port.
I know, Port. I know, sir. Hey, Port, I can't even mind what I had for my teammate. Never mind the Rangers. Hey, McLaughlin, Tav, Golson, Simpson. I think you say Biggie Rebo will have to fit in at left back. You'll do all right. And then it'll be maybe Hadji, Kamara. Is that fuel fit, Ox?
No, till Saturday. Jim, can you turn the show off, Jim? Turn the show off. Carry on, Bob.
Right. So I say Hadji, Kamara, Davis. That'll be Roof, Alfie, and Kent. I think that could be the team tomorrow.
All right, mate. Apart from the goalkeeper, mate, that's the same team as me. I think McLaughlin might play tomorrow.
Yeah. Aye.
Listen, we've been joined by, I think he's on. I think he texts me as well, Port Bear. We've been joined by Jim from Paisley. Evening, James.
Good evening, guys. All this. How are you doing? Is everybody all right?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, by the way, you sound the only reason I phoned in tonight was because I was depressed listening to the show. I was depressed listening to all the stuff that was going on. I said, I better phone in.
It was emotional. It was emotional, Jim.
There was emotional, Brisbane. It sounded very emotional, which made me emotional. As I was going to watch Corey.
We were having a problem with Port Bear, so we had to go into the emotional side of things.
The blood was running out back of the telly, actually, when I was listening.
How are you, Jim?
Fantastic. It's nice to speak to you all again. Yeah, but I was listening to you try to guess the team for tomorrow. Hey, this is going to be a difficult one tomorrow, isn't it?
We're doing it in the bare bones, mate. Really?
Aye. Well, my suggestion might be, McLaughlin in goals, Tavernier, Golson, Simpson, Coffey left back here, right? our goalkeeper left back, he can play anywhere, right?
Oh, well.
He'll give him a character. Keep it going.
See, Jim, see if we hadn't lost a game, if we'd had lost one game during the season, do you think he would have gave a couple of young boys and fringe players a game tomorrow night? But because they go for it.
By the way, that's what, I'm not 100% sure of 100% records. I'll get nearer and nearer. It's getting nearer and nearer. I'm saying that it's not important to me. It's not important to anybody, really. Get a boy a left back. Get a left back a shot. We must have left backs here all over the place.
Mm-hmm. I will see. Well, you never know. You never know. You never know with Stevie G, Stevie D.
No, but I definitely think he's going to go with Aribo. I really do. Although, maybe Jim's right. I mean, league's done, blah de blah. Might not mean a lot, but it means a lot to me. I want Rangers to get through us undefeated. It definitely means everything to me. I don't care about how many games we've got left. I want Rangers to go out there tomorrow and win. And if we can win, do it convincingly, it'll be even sweeter. But I'll take a Bridgeman tomorrow. We always been by the bacon done there. It's not an easy game going there with a full strength team. So going there tomorrow, yourself, that pitch can be a level at times for them, but it makes it easier for them to play. It's just you've never seen a good game of football on one of the pitches, have we? So tomorrow, no, I'd get down there. I want to win. I really do want to win. And if we could build the strongest team possible, I'd do it.
Aye, I get where you're coming from. I think, listen, let's be honest about it. It doesn't matter where we're sitting in the season, where we're in cups out, cups are in. Once the game starts, we all want to win, don't we? Yeah, Gary, we all want to win.
Aye, maybe sitting watching a game with the Rangers thinking, I hope we lose this today. But, you just, listen, they're all professionals. Aribo's not a naturally left back, obviously, professional left back, but he'll be able to do a job there, and I'm sure he'll be better at doing a left back's job for Rangers than what the left back for Livingston will be. He'll be a better standard of left back than what the Livingston left back will be. So we have to keep that in mind. We've got a better calibre player on the pitch, and like your man just said, we should be able to go there and get the win, but it won't be easy. We know that the plastic pitches aren't easy, but we've got to go there confident and go for the juggler. You know what I mean?
But we love playing Livingston because they're a big outfit. I do think there's a player under 5'10". They're a big unit, and they go through the middle. I do think left back's a big important position for us tomorrow.
I've got to take my hat off to Joe Aribo. I mean, I'll accept it. There's been a couple of games passed him by, but Port Mary's became a utility player, isn't he? He goes anywhere. Across the front, right, left, midfield, left back.
He is, mate, and he obviously he never moans to a gaffer. You're some players when you be playing and you want to play in your position and you don't get there. And it does seem to be the guy that Steven Gerrard goes to be a guy all over the place. One thing, if you look on the bright side, the way we play, Livingston will sit in Oxchair, and you probably find Tavernier and Aribo will be probably in the midfield more than they will be defending, because surely Conor Goldson and Jack Simpson can deal with their single central forward. So you're hoping they're going to join in with the attack. Aribo
fair comment, man. Has that just proved the point, Bridgeman, that good players can play anywhere past centre half?
Past centre half, aye. I wouldn't have liked to play in that false grass stuff, It can be quite bad for your points.
No, I think you're right, mate.
Listen, anyway, I was going to say, did you see that the Livingston are doing tomorrow night for the TV? 20 quid a what they want.
That's the only place we can get it, Livingston TV, is it?
Yeah, shocking, just utterly shocking. I'm not allowed to get away with that.
Oh, it's called exploitation, eh?
Well, most of
I don't understand it. I think they would make more revenue if there was a reasonably priced at a £5, say. They would ultimately gain more money, but there you go. Yeah. Yeah, but it's just great, mate. You know.
Yeah.
Look, it's always a hard game here, but I think we're all agreed. I don't hear anybody saying any different. And I'll go to Bob J with this. I know he's got one of his local tune, but these plastic pitches shouldn't be in the top flight.
Shouldn't be. They shouldn't be allowed at top level football. Not at all. To me, they're for Wednesday night's training. They think they shouldn't be. But as the boys have said, you never see a decent game on them. All you see is the ball getting blasted from one end of the park to the other with the people that own the plastic pitches, and it's no good. It shouldn't be allowed. I can remember the very first game in Britain on a plastic pitch. You'll mind of this, Bridge, was Luton Town played Liverpool, and the whole Liverpool team had trainers on, and it wasn't like a real.
No, I remember it well. Shocking.
It wasn't like a real film. I think Bruce Grobbelaar was in goals for Liverpool that day. They put the ball line into the park and it bounced right out the ground, right into the crowd. It's no real football. I really didn't like them. They've got one up here at Alloa, and it's shocking. It's terrible. It really is. If you've not got grass and a proper pitch, you shouldn't be allowed into the top league. And it can cause really, I mean, it's been described on the shows all season here. I think we mentioned it here in Nighthawks about the injury that Lewis McLeod got up the road for me. And they're bad things. They're no good. They're not for real football. So, they shouldn't be allowed at all. Shouldn't be allowed. Grass or not.
It should be a requisite at the top tier, the top flight. Oh, Big Stevie. The Colts are in the lower leagues. Maybe we're playing games on a different day. Maybe during the week when we're not playing. Will you take a trip along?
Well, I've been known being JFK. Obviously, we used to go on our wee scouting missions and go up and see the young boys at Firhill and stuff like that. 100%. Absolutely. If there's nothing on, it's an international break or something like that, and the boys are playing, I'd definitely go. I'd definitely look them up and go and see. It's interesting to see who's coming through the ranks, isn't it? Who looks no bad. I mean, that All-Class Cup last year, that gave us a great insight watching that tournament when the boys won it. That was absolutely fantastic, and that kind of hooked me. I would definitely go and see the young bells,
I think they're still doing the penalty shootout for that, by the way. I think it's still going on now.
Hi, the one. What's your take on it, Gaz? Briefly, the boys, the Colts get into the.
I mean, it's for Rangers now. It's basically reserve football by another name. So it gives us a chance to bleed our significant talent that we've got. Boys like the young boy King and these young lads coming through. Like Stephen Gerrard said in his interview of the day, he kind of skirted around it because he doesn't want to get too involved in that side of it. But he's right in what he's saying, and he knows, and anybody that's played at a decent level knows that you can play as much youth football as you want against kids, but it's kids football. You have to play against men. You have to come up. But men, when they play that have been playing their whole life, no matter how good they are, what level of ability they've got, they've picked up wee tricks and wee things that they do in the game that you just don't learn playing against other kids. So it makes you mature. It toughens you up. You're coming up against guys that get hit in their chest rather than just another boy who's got a decent ability level. You need more than ability, and that's what it's going to bring out the young Rangers players that play in that team, because there's going to be boys against men. And you've all got ability. That's why you're there. That's why you're wearing the blue strip, and you've got a contract for Rangers as a youth player or whatever. But you've got to have more than that, and that's what it's going to bring out. And if you don't cut the mustard, you'll be gone, and they'll bring somebody else in.
Yeah. It's about development and taking them to the next level. Port Bear.
I think it's a great idea, mate. I know it was spoken about, it's been spoken about for a few years, isn't it? But one of the rules was that they couldn't get promoted to the top league, if I'm right in remembering. That was one of the rules and stipulations they wanted. I think if you want your young guys to develop, mate, the best way to learn your trade is against older guys. I broke in the junior team, just turned 18, and in the first 2 years I wanted to quit because it was just tough as hell. But I stuck by it. My manager told me to stick by it because I had the ability that he wanted. So I think it will eventually help Gerrard get, unearth raw gems like Nathan Patterson, because they're going to get to play against real hardened pros, and that ain't easy next year. But what should shine through in the end is quality, which Rangers youngsters seem to have. So, like guys like Lewis Mayo, to name but a few, there's quite a few guys, James McPakin, that are out on loan. So that means Rangers can retain them players next year and really scout them and really have them in their own team, playing the Colts League and playing against these men every week and watch them. So definitely, I'm all for it.
It's easier. The logistics of watching them becomes easier than then working of development, because you've got them the next day to talk about it, etc. What they've done, everything. There's a lot of positives for me. And if other teams for the top flight, maybe the two Edinburgh clubs and that, and what to do, I don't see how that would be a bad thing neither. But one thing at a time. I think there's a lot of positives in it. I think Jordan's joined us now. I'll come right back to you, James.
Sorry.
I'll come right back to you, James. We've been joined by Jordan. Right. Evening, Jordan.
Evening, guys. How are you?
All right. Would you not speak to that English guy again? He was keep trying to hold you.
No. I just rang 3 times and then hung up, so I wouldn't have to speak to him again.
Right, go on, Jordan. The floor's yours.
Just obviously, everyone's thoughts are into the last 2 games. One confident will remain unbeaten, and just I don't think I've maybe said it tonight, but what do you think the team will be for the morning Saturday?
I'm glad you'll be listening, Jordan. So Big Stevie's team was McGregor, Tavernier, Golston and Simpson, Aribo, Hadji, Davis, Kamara, with Wright, Morelos and Kent up front. My team was the exact same as that, apart from McLaughlin in goal and Kemar Roof.
All right.
Is that right? Yeah, what's yours?
Well, I had an interesting sort of fact. I think if I was Gerrard, I'd play a 3-5-2 formation tomorrow. And this is what I was thinking. Obviously, McGregor in goals. Tavernier, Goldson and Simpson at the back. A midfield 5 of Aribo, Wright, Glenn Kamara, Stephen Davis, Ryan Kent, and up front, Morelos and Defoe.
Interesting. You never know. You never know with Stevie D. Jim, in you come.
Aye.
In you come, Jim.
Sorry for telling, right here.
Sorry, Jim. Sorry for interrupting you.
Sorry. Apologise. What was your question answer, mate?
Did you hear Jordan's team? You winded me up, Mickey.
No, I'm still going McGregor at left back.
All right, okay. Stevie.
McGregor at left back.
I'm playing McLaughlin. McGregor's a great left back. You do some left foot on him. Fantastic.
Oh dear. There is a possibility that I don't know how Tav would go on in
just for a laugh. Yeah, we've 2 games to go. Come on, let's go for it. Listen, we know we're going to Livingston. We know we're a hard team. They're a big unit. They're a big unit. And they do bully. They do bully us. We've learned this in the past. Let's go for it, Bora. Let's change things around a wee bit. You know, we do have a left back, unless he's going to play some. I'm not a big Aribo fan at left back. Play the players in their positions, and let's put somebody in.
Talking about left back, it's picked up traction in the last day or so. Jordan, I don't know if you've seen it, mate. We've been linked with Barry Douglas, which would be cover, I would think.
Aye. Only problem is I don't know much about him. I know he plays with Leeds, but I've not really seen much of him, so I couldn't really speculate, to be fair. But again, it's like the boy Sakala. Just have to kind of wait and see what he's like. I'm trust Stevie G what he's doing, so We've proven many times he's got some great players in, and he can turn them into, not saying world beaters, but squad easy enough to win this league every single year. So I trust what he's doing at the end of the day.
But didn't he cover the left back position, Port?
Aye, Barry Douglas was one of the boys involved with Wolves in the promotion to Premier League last year. And obviously, he moved a step up in the Premier League. Obviously, Nuno Espirito Santo didn't feel he was up to, Premier League level. So Leeds quickly moved in on him. And he's done very well there. Very good left fit mate. Good on the left side. Good on set pieces. Seen quite a lot of this boy. I thought this boy could have maybe made the Scotland squad for the Euros, but obviously he's not. So, but I think
he's not really been at Leeds. He's not really been at Leeds this season. He's been at loan at Blackburn this season.
That's right. So he has. Yep. He's still played well for them, mate. He has got a good left peg, and he would be a great deputy for Borna Barisic.
And potentially, as the substitutes cut back, Bassey might have to go out on loan to get experience. Stevie, then Bridge.
Aye, I think you can be right there regarding Big Shirley. I think he'll be going out on loan, definitely. But no, I think that tomorrow night he's just going to play as near as but keep things to as normal as possible. I get that everybody's got kind of strange teams going different formations there, but I think he's just going to go for a norm. I really do.
Aye, it'll be interesting tomorrow night. You can never super guess, Stevie. When you think that Brandon Barker appeared at Parkgate, we all fell off our seats.
Yeah, absolutely. What can you say?
What can you say? You fell off your seat, Ox. You fell off your seat.
No, I think the boy. Barry Douglas, is that who it was we're talking about there?
Yes.
Yeah. We spoke a wee bit about him last night or the night before, or maybe both. I really do think the Rangers are probably going to sell Barisic to get some cash in, and that would be a fine for me. That boy would be a fine replacement for him. He's now going to be a free agent very shortly, and I think Rangers should snap him up. The number one thought cover, but I really do think that Barisic. We spoke about this about 6 months ago. We thought that Barisic was going to be a great season, and he has had a great season, and he's going to get wooed by some big Croatian or other European team. That's what I think will happen.
That'll be interesting. Bob, Chair?
I certainly hope that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm a real fan of Barisic. He's not the greatest defender, but going forward, I don't think there's a better left back in the country and a better crosser of the ball. But, as you say, everybody's time comes along. But if they're going to punt Barisic, it's going to be for a lot of money, boys. Name me these cheap deals anywhere. If anybody wants any member of your staff, any of your players, they're going to pay top drawer. That's my message to Mr. Gerrard and staff. They know that, though. But hopefully Barisic will still be there. But you never know. The boy Douglas, I didn't know much about him. A fair player, is he? I mean, he's played in that championship all season, so he must be able to play about the boy.
He's been about, and obviously he's a Rangers supporter, you know.
All right. If he's a Rangers supporter, that's half the battle for me, Ox. Half the battle for me, the Rangers fan. Sorry.
Yeah, Bob. Bob, yeah. Bob, yeah. I'm just thinking. Look at the bill for tomorrow. Bill. We're very short of left backs here. We've still got one for tomorrow, Bob. Yeah.
So
we're not going to start selling our left backs all over the place. I would suggest to you, he's a keeper, and he's one of the last ones to go.
He's a keeper.
I don't know who's pouring the drink, but we can hear you. Right, Stevie, in you come.
It's just when you were talking about the boy Douglas. I was going to tell Bob Jer a wee quick joke there, no? What do you call a boy that takes a size 10 and he's lost his dog? Big Shoe Douglas.
Oh my.
You're worse than me, snap.
I tell you what, there's a reason why I did the jokes on here.
Oh, there's still into that one, didn't you?
That not that boy's colour.
Oh, dear.
I must
Next time
acknowledge,
come on here.
I wouldn't.
Yes,
Barry Douglas to me with the cover. If you would have lost Barisic, I would still be wanting high quality left back of Barisic's level with Barry Douglas to cover. Not that I'm saying he's poor. I think he's a good, solid fullback. He also can defend as well. But I think
there's two things, mate. We need cover at left back, and obviously, if you're talking about the development of Bassey, and we can't have him sitting in the stand for another season. So if you think he's got a potential, you need to get him playing. So we'll need cover, and we'll need cover. So you're signing squad players and first team players. Barry Douglas would be a squad player, wouldn't he?
Indeed, that's what I think, mate. And then, as I said, if Barisic goes, you spend wisely, and you bring in your first choice left back, if you like. But we're playing in all these tournaments next year, Champions League qualifiers in the league, and the cups, mate. I think we're going to need to be well stocked with players this year, because we can't come to the end of the season and be where we are.
I don't know who's doing all the banging, but somebody has. Carry on, Port.
I just would like to see us getting to the end of the season next year. Say it's a bit tighter, and we can't field a strong enough team. We're struggling to get a left back. We're struggling to get midfielder. When you like in that same position, mate. I want to retain that league. So I want the best team.
We're short in numbers unless you change your formation when all the centre backs are back. But it'll be interesting how it pans out. But at an interesting time. We've done a lot of work early, Big Stevie, but we've still got maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 players to sign, depending on what happens.
Correct. And it's still that, guys. We're getting up the level again. Hopefully we're getting into the Champions League. You've got up that step again when you need quality. We need to get a bit of quality. There's no sense in getting into these tournaments and playing these top teams that are spending hundreds of millions of pounds, and we're going to turn up and play with squad players. We need that wee extra bit of quality. And Port's totally right. We are a wee bit short in certain places, midfield, left back, and we need to get these areas tied up. But the battle never stops. Mr. Gerrard's told us that, and I've got every bit of faith that background team and Ross Wilson and them, they'll get a wee bit of quality in there before we during this pre-season here, before we start again.
Here, mate. Yeah.
Here. Oh, here. Yes, mate.
Hello.
On you go, Bob.
Aye. As Gary said, we're coming up to Champions League qualifiers. You're a centre forward doing for 4 games, and possibly a midfield player doing for 3 games. And you're talking about a left back, possibly, get out the door. So, that's about time that Mr. Wilson and the staff are getting out and about, because we're going to need a big squad next year if we do make it to the Champions League. You know what it was like some years ago? You had like a team for the Champions League and a team for the first of the team for the Scottish League. So we're going to need a lot of players, then. Absolutely. That's how I look forward to. Off to the good.
Oh, well, gentlemen. Well, Big Stevie, you won't believe it. That's that 2 years gone, mate.
Oh, that's unbelievable, isn't it? That's unbelievable. That's my joke.
When's the last show of the season out?
For you or for all of us?
For everybody.
We'll be finishing up on Monday, mate. Yeah.
Right. Okay, mate.
Yeah, and then we're going on a world cruise. So what is together? Bridgeman, Big Stevie, and that. Yeah.
I love it. That's some saved all his money up to buy you drink on the cruise, I know.
Yeah. Well, Big Stevie's kept all his jokes for Monday night. Bob, you'll be looking forward to that, eh?
Oh, I'll be looking forward to that.
Well, Bridgeman, we've reached that time of the evening, mate. It's over to you.
It's unbelievable. What a marvellous night. Once again, brilliant patter. Brilliant stuff. Really good laugh. And can I just say thank you to everybody? Honestly, I really loved it. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, tomorrow night, 1 sleep away and maybe a nap. Seriously, let's do them. Let's do them and get this, shall we say, this victory to get our unbeaten record through. let's beat them. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers need us and we know that. Keep it going.
Yep. Can I thank, first of all, Big Al, who came and joined us, Jim, and Jordan there, who we didn't know who the noise was coming from, Gary for Corby, and of course Amanda. Bob Jer, one of Rangers Radio's favourites. Port Bear, who maybe stole the show tonight, apart from Big Stevie's jokes, and of course Big Stevie and Bridgeman for taking the time to join in the panel. Thanks to all Schoolboy and Fox for doing the technical, sitting in the background, particularly Fox. Thanks for listening. Please stay safe, and remember, it's a 6 o'clock kick-off tomorrow night. There'll be no pre-match show, but we'll be back as normal between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. For the post-match show, we'll be joined by the one and only Linda. Thanks for listening. Please stay safe. Take it away. All Schoolboy.